Okay, I just had to catch that. I'm not sure what Brad was doing, but
I was doing my pregame.
He was doing his pregame.
This is my pregame. Hi, welcome to Knowbstalk. I'm Julie Turner from Julieturner.ca.
And I'm Brad Level from Brad Level Music. I'm glad you usually say your own name, because apparently I can't.
It's a mouthful.
Welcome to No BS Talk, Brad, where there will be no BS.
Because we know BS.
Yes, we do. And welcome to you guys. And we are going to surprise ourselves, as well as you, with a topic today.
We do. What's today's topic going to be?
So, when we're at Brad's place, Brad has a lovely motorcycle helmet, vintage motorcycle helmet, if I got that correctly. And we're at my place. Pretend vintage. I'm not sure that's a thing. So we, at my place, have a singing bowl. Much different than a motorcycle helmet.
La.
That would be you singing.
Okay.
The bowl sings. All right. So we have topics in here. As you can see, we've got quite a few topics. Thank you so much for those of you who have sent your questions. And then, of course, we have topics that we just want to talk about, because why not?
Okay.
And, things that annoy us and things that annoy the world.
BS.
Yeah, BS. So, are you going to draw?
No, it's your turn to draw.
Okay, it's my turn to draw. Yay. All right. What is the topic of discussion for today? Ooh.
God.
Okay, so it's half mine and half Brad's. So it is, and I've written it down as 45-year-old crazy. Now go back to sleep. So, on with the show, Brad.
On with the show.
I don't know what the 45-year-old crazy is exactly. I don't know why he wanted to bring it up, but I do know what the go back to sleep is. So we'll
I don't have any idea what the go back to sleep is, but I'm going to talk about the 45-year-old crazy.
Perfect.
Because, I'm 45.
At one point he was.
I know a little bit about
It's a true statement. He was at one point in his life.
But the funny part is I noticed that a lot of people at 45, in their 40s, start really losing their stuff.
Their stuff.
Right? Sorry, I had to think about that.
And we don't mean keys.
Yeah, we don't need keys.
Although probably keys as well.
You see it all the time. It's like, I'm sick of this. And, it's like relationships start falling apart. And
I'm not sure why he's finding this
I call it
today,
45-year-old crazy. And I don't know how really to define it other than the fact that people get to a certain point in their lives and it's like all of a sudden these thoughts start coming in and relationships, all of that stuff just starts to mutate. And I have always just kind of said, well, if you can get past that point in your life, it's almost like being a teenager.
It is very much like being a teenager.
It's like being a teenager. It's just like everything gets solved with wine nights and book clubs and, stuff like that, right?
Oh, that's awesome.
So I'm totally generalizing, and it's a kind of a very light topic, but I'm sure there's something to this because I've just seen so many people in their 40s lose their stuff.
Awesome. So the show is called No BS Talk. So it's KNOW BS Talk. So no BS, understand BS is what we're getting at here. So I love that he brings this topic to the table. So thank you, Brad, for bringing that topic to the table.
I don't really know if I did a very good job, but
I think you kind of just alluded to yourself when you were 45 is what I think you just did. Because I'm 46. So I don't think I lost my crap at 45. I lost it a long time ago, and I just never bought it back. I've been in that state for a while. And that's actually what I want to reference with go back to sleep.
Okay.
Enlighten
me.
Okay, so the way that I see this subject is often when we're in our mid-30s, mid-40s, they call it midlife crisis. But the fact is that it happens often in our lives. So when you're a teenager, you lose your stuff. When you're, in your 20s, you lose it. When you're in your 40s, you lose it. When you're in your 70s, you lose it. But the problem with losing it in your 30s and 40s is that tends to be, not for everyone, but tends to be a time in your life when you've got to maintain things. You've got kids. You've got a career. You've got all kinds of things going on that maybe you didn't have in your teens and maybe you won't have in your 70s. So you're kind of on those ends. You're able to lose it a little bit more without affecting your whole life so much. So my point is that the go back to sleep is throughout our lives, we kind of wake up one day or multiple days in a row and it's like, I don't have to do this anymore. I don't have to be like this. I don't have to be in this situation. Or you figure out that you're really uncomfortable in that situation. And just interrupt me anytime you like, Brad, because I feel like I'm just like, bah.
No, I'm absorbing.
Okay, perfect. Hopefully you guys are absorbing too and not going, what is she talking about? So you wake up and literally you wake up in every sense of the word. You're all of a sudden so aware of the things that you've been putting up with and dealing with and the things that you've been doing yourself that are like, they're just simply BS. But then you got the decision to make. Do I start shifting and changing these things? Or do I just go back to sleep? And that's why I
Is
added
it
the go back to
easier
sleep.
to just go back to sleep?
Short term.
Yeah.
Is it easier short term? It's funny that you should mention that because
Well,
I actually had this discussion the other day with somebody that, we perceive that it's easier sometimes in the moment to just go back to sleep, to just like, I'll wake up in another decade and I'll do this crap.
So I'm going to back up a little bit because I say that it's a light topic. And,
You were just
I
presenting
want to
lightly.
present it to be light.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is because I'm a little older than 45 and I've watched a lot of people live through 45, it's not really that light of a topic because I've watched
Things can explode.
lots of things explode. I've watched people explode. I've watched families explode. I've watched relationships explode. Just because it seems like people at 45 end up in this, and again, not 45, it's just they end up in this point where it's like almost desperation mentality. It's like, if I don't do it now, I'm never going to do it.
Yeah, it's like
Right?
that
It seems
lack
to be
mentality.
all or nothing.
Yeah.
It's all or nothing. If I don't leave now, I'm never going to get to leave. If I don't fix this now, it's like it becomes almost like this.
Change career now.
Like it's got to
whatever.
be. It's almost bipolar.
Yeah.
And so I don't know enough about psychology because I'm not a psychologist. I've just watched it happen.
Well, psychologists don't know about psychology half the time, so
It's
all good.
It's like stock market analysts. Anyway.
I sense another issue there.
My apologies to any stock market analyst. I'm just using you for comedic purposes. So that's the thing. I mean, I make light, but I've seen a lot of bad things happen with this. And, people have to make their own way. But are the decisions you're making when you're in this state of mind actually the decisions that you're making? Man, neither of us can talk very well today.
Yeah, it's not a good talking day, which is hilarious because we're just going to keep talking. No matter what. Yeah. Like us or not.
You're welcome.
Please like us. So on that subject, because I feel like we can take that two different directions. So are the decisions you're making appropriate decisions because there's so much else involved? And I think the worst decision is to make no decision, honestly.
Well, is there somewhere between losing your marbles and going back to sleep?
Are you losing your marbles, or are you waking up and realizing that you don't need to live this way? Like, it looks from the outside looking in like this person has just lost their crap, but what I often think it is, and I'm generalizing here, but I often think when it looks from the outside looking in like that person's losing their crap, what they're doing is finally going, I can't hide who I am and how I feel anymore.
Maybe that's it.
And that's a freaking good thing.
And
So no, don't go back to sleep. That's my opinion. Opinion, not fact. Just saying.
That's a good insight on it, because when you look at people at that age, chances are they've got kids that are kind of moving into teens. They're kind of maybe seeing the light at the end of the tunnel as far as, how much hands-on they have to be with their children.
Yeah.
So they're actually, in a roundabout way, they're kind of being allowed the time to actually assess their lives and see, to actually look at themselves again.
Right.
Because as a parent, there's a long period of time where you kind of give up a fair amount of yourself in order to raise your family and that sort of thing, right?
Right. So I just want to make sure that we put this in there, that we've talked about this subject, and I've talked about the subject with multiple different people, and this is not a prescription, and we're not telling you to do anything or not do anything, because each of you is an individual. But what I would love you to possibly think about is, if you haven't had this big explosion in your life yet, it may or may not be coming if you aren't living authentically. If you're not living authentically, please start looking at that. Please start looking at who you really are, and are you presenting that way? Are you feeling like you're living your true life? Because if you're not, don't explode about it. Just start doing it incrementally. We've all got other people that we love and care about in our lives, and we don't want to mess with their life. But when we get so far and then this big explosion happens, we sometimes lose the ability to communicate. And then it gets bad. And is the end of it often good because you're in a better place? Yes, but do we have to get bad before we get good? I don't think that's essential. No. I think there's a lot of schools of thought out there that are like, you got to hit bottom before you go back up. BS. You don't have to hit bottom, start going up. That's my thought. How do you feel about that, Brad? Do you think you have to hit bottom before you can go back up?
I don't know. That might be another conversation.
I think it is a good conversation.
I think it's a lot better for people if they don't have to hit bottom before they go back up.
Absolutely. If you can catch yourself and go, oh, I'm heading in a destructive place here. But then you read a book once that said, well, you got to hit bottom. And it's like, I don't feel like I'm quite at the bottom, so I'm just going to keep on nosediving for now.
Stay tuned for my black hole conversation.
Ooh. We got another thing to add to the list now. So I'm sure that we've left you with more questions and answers on this one, which I'm good with. I think that if you have questions, please reach out to us.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. We love hearing from you. I was just going to say we love hearing from you. And if you have a question because of this, great. We would love to navigate that either on a video or with you personally.
Okay, so the summation is, good luck with 45-year-old crazy if that's where you're at. Reach out. And I like
Julieturner.ca.
I like your idea of really trying not to hit bottom before you start going up, because bottom sucks.
Bottom absolutely can suck for sure.
Yep.
So,
Julieturner.ca.
Reach out if you have questions, or you can reach out to
Bradlovemusic.com.
Yes, that's.
Or you can post something underneath this.
Yeah, underneath this or above this or wherever the heck we are posted right now, because we're just going to throw this Knowbstalk.Ca everywhere. Perfect. Thank you so much, Brad, for your time today. I should grab the remote before I say goodbye, because it never turns off properly.
That was very stealth. Nobody
Right?
noticed that
Yeah, no kidding.
So smooth.
All right. Thanks, Brad.
Thanks, Julie.
Bye, guys.